Is that going to be the new thing now?
It's from Critical Role.
Yeah.
It's not that original.
It's fine. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Cloak and Stagger Plays D&D. My name is JD, and we are joined, as always, with our illustrious players here who are now delving deep into the mines. I don't know if the dog is on the screen or not. I'm being asked. No, she's not.
Oh, later.
Maybe later. She was on the screen last week. Anyways, thanks to everyone who's joined us tonight, and thanks to everyone who joined us last week. I do have a list of names, actually, of some followers that we got from between that then and now, if I could talk right. So APW 15, 10 Whiskey, C-Stub 16, Remember This Drew, Zach Attacker, D-Wolf 13, The Centerman, and Heisenberg. Thank you for the follows. We really appreciate the support. If you're joining us for the first time this week, we hope you enjoy. We have a good time playing. We play every Saturday at 8 Central, but if you like what you see, give us a follow. We will be having a weekend off next weekend. We will have some folks out of town and everything like that, but we will still be streaming something. We haven't decided quite what that will be yet. So, we plan to still stream at that same 8 o'clock time, something. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, we start every stream with a recap of our previous stream, and I would say I'm going to pick between you three here. Which one wants to give the recap?
So, we were down in some mines. I believe we had just left off to scout out this forge area. As we left, our friend's patron looking behind to protect Master Dwarf, who was chained up, who could not come with us, and had looked very frail and weak and wounded, and they were tending to him. So, we SEAL Team 6'd our way into this forge. Very well, actually. We were able to take out a couple of them nice and quick, nice and easy. As we made our way in, it opened up to an elaborate, what you would expect to a giant dwarven forge, big faces pouring lava out of their mouths into a pool, odd side areas where they do smithing-related things, and an automated, I think it was an automated giant hammer or crusher of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ding!
Yeah, they had one of those.
Ding!
We passed by some odd birds without feathers, but they were kind of like reptile things, but they were very ugly, is the best way to put it. And Brad came up with the genius plan to throw shit at them, to make them freak out, to make the fire newts that happen to be in this giant forge go check them out, so we could lessen their numbers and take them down. It worked, sort of. Kind of. We still had to fight, 7 of them? 6, 8 of them? We had to fight a bunch.
There's a lot.
Well, me and Luna had to fight a lot.
And we took them down regardless.
What he said.
Now, we were looking for a gauntlet. I forget, gauntlet of something. I don't know. The dwarf man was very, very into it. But either way, eventually we found a door that had 2 odd locks on it. It looked trapped, very clearly. And we don't have any keys. So after clearing out the room, doing a little bit of checking out of stuff, and figuring out, we should probably go check back with that dwarf fellow and see if he knows something about it, we made our way back.
All right. Very good. You get inspiration for the evening. If you don't use it, you lose it.
I'm going to use it even if it's a silly reason. I promise.
Those are the best reasons. So, great recap. You covered everything. I don't even need to really fill anything in. So, we're just going to jump right back into the game here. Let me get our ambience going. So, Luna, you and Sigor and Brad are all standing back in the large chamber at the moment, where you were just... You okay over there?
Damn, that looks awesome.
I had a lady eye booger on my hand, and then I wiped it, and then it was just gross.
You're standing back in the large chamber, the three of you, and I believe you were discussing about heading back toward where the dwarf was to try
So he can make us a key.
make use of the mold that you found.
That's right, we found a mold in that room where the locks were too. Some weird box had molds to make a key.
Now Luna thought that she knew how to make a key though. She was
right.
like, let's just put the metal in it, get it really hot, and then just wait till it cools, and then it'll be done. Then it's a key. But we don't know if that's actually true. That's just what Luna thinks should happen.
We were gonna double check before we lost our hand doing something stupid.
Yeah, we're being safe.
Still down to try.
Yeah.
Are you?
No, we don't want to mess this up. We're being careful.
Okay, we're heading back. We're heading back to the party, holding down the cave side thing.
Okay, so you make your way around the bend, I guess out that western way, the same way you came in, correct? Okay.
Sure.
Yes.
The three of you make perception checks for me.
Okay. I see nothing.
23.
Ooh.
15.
Perception.
Okay.
6.
Okay. So Sigor and Brad, the two of you, you hear it before you see it. You hear, no, no, and then many footsteps, a low rumble, before you see, kind of cresting over the minecart bridge, is your friend Lucan, seemingly in a panic, running straight towards you. Lucan, behind you, you're being chased by a number, you don't know how many, of fire newts who look more or less like this, right at your heels, and because apparently you've been in some sort of fight with them, and now you found yourself overwhelmed, and you are just booking it. You don't quite see them yet, but Brad and Sigor, you see Lucan making his way towards you in a very quick haste.
But I don't see what's chasing him.
Not quite yet.
I just watched curiously for a second.
Okay, all right.
I'm oblivious.
You see that too?
Well, I don't know what he's...
What are you looking at?
Can I just blindly throw sacred flames? Just like
What?
Yeah, you can.
Throw one.
Yeah, so you see a flame just kind of fly out of the sky from his hand, just blindly going. And then you notice a couple of things. The two of you see just two fire bolts that just kind of go through and just barely miss him. And that's when you see cresting over, you're not sure how many, but at least a few fire newts in hot pursuit of Lucan.
Hot pursuit.
Hey, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh man.
Let's see if I can do this without fudging it up, huh?
That's okay. I'll make it carefully.
Oh, I heard something.
Oh.
Oh,
It's
Dwarf
fine.
Forge. That's fine.
Lucan, you fell into the wild.
Well, it looks beautiful. So
Oh, that's real nice looking.
Well,
nice reveal.
yeah. You gotta get the ambience going, you know?
That's pretty legit. Are those 5 foot squares? I assume.
They are 5
Hell
foot
yeah.
squares. My friend. Okay.
Why don't you have the whole thing like this?
Yeah. I need more tables. All right.
That's awesome.
We are back in it, ladies and gentlemen. So, let me get my
Camera from the ceiling.
stuff going here.
Imagine you built this while I was asleep on the couch.
I built it actually a little while, like a couple days ago. I just, probably helped. I built it a couple of days ago. Microphones are hard too, apparently.
It's a lot of fun.
All right, 25 to 20. Okay, 19 to 15.
17.
16.
16.
Well then.
You were 16, you were 17?
16.
16?
17.
17?
16.
And what did you roll?
Good old 3.
Okay. So, the Fire Newts actually won the initiative by 1. So
Ooh.
they are going to have a couple run up and actually catch up to you.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Also, I'll do this. I just wanted to have those there so you guys would know. Kind of wanted to
No, you can see.
let you guys see, you know?
The whole product.
Yeah.
I can see fine.
Good. Just making sure. Okay. Just pretend there are walls there, everybody. We're using our imaginations
Realism
tonight.
lost.
Yeah. Let's just go ahead and end it here. Thanks, everybody. Okay. So 2 of them are going to make attacks against you. They're not going to have advantage though because you do know they're there. The first one is. Let me get my. Should have had this ready. What's wrong with me? Okay. The first one is going to be a 15 to hit.
It's 16
So that's a miss.
with my shield facing forward. Or to my side, 16.
Okay, so between the 2 of these, they're going to hit you once.
Yes. Correct answer.
You're going to take 8 slashing damage as one of them runs up and does manage to avoid your shield, avoid your mace, and kind of cut you right along the kind of your lower back there. Then these 2 are actually going to make spell attacks against you. So let me get my spells here.
Those things are crazy.
So 1 is going to hit. So this one that's closest, you don't see it, but you feel the heat coming as a firebolt just slams into the back of you. You are going to take 9 fire damage as well as this thing hits you with that. That will bring us to Brad.
Sweet. I'm gonna run up, obviously, straight to this one. Hey, Lucan. And then I'm going to attack the one in front of me twice.
Was that Brad doing an impression of Lucan?
It was Brad's best impression of Lucan.
That's okay.
23 for the first attack.
That hits.
And 15 for the second.
That misses.
10 damage.
Ooh, nice. And that was the one right in front of you?
Correct.
Okay. So you go up, he deflects your first attack, you come through with a stab and just barely nick him on the side, but you do land that blow.
And then I'm going to end my turn.
Okay. Sigar.
I want to cast Fairy Fire on that guy next to the statue.
Okay.
Nice.
As a bonus action.
Does he make a roll or anything, or does that just happen?
Every one of them are going to have to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. What's your spell save?
It is 15.
Two failed, the one in the very back succeeded.
Nice.
Wait, there's 6 of them.
Yes.
Oh, they're in groups. Okay. The ones that failed are glowing like light purplish now, and we have an advantage on attacks against those, as long as I'm concentrating.
So this one back here, there's one right here. He succeeded. These 2 here failed.
Oh wait, what about those 3?
I thought you were aiming at the one by the statues
There's a
here.
radius, doesn't
20-foot radius.
Okay. Well, let me roll 3 more times.
Uh-oh.
That first one, that was a fail on the first one. So, all 3 of these ones fail.
Yes.
Nice.
How long does that last?
That lasts, I think it's like 1 minute.
10 rounds, 1 minute.
Yep. Oh, 10 minutes. Sorry. No, 1 minute. I lied. I was looking at detect magic.
Okay.
Um,
So you have advantage on all of them but one.
I'm a little nervous about this one, but I'm gonna take out my bow, knowing that these things tend to send kind of a weird chill down me, apparently, to make me miss and panic a lot. As from last time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna take my bow and shoot at the one right in front of Brad.
All right.
Just regular shots.
You have confidence from an event I'm unaware of.
And that is why we needed advantage.
Nice.
So the first arrow is a 21.
That hits.
And that's gonna hit him for 9 piercing damage.
Okay.
And I'm gonna fire another one. This time I'm gonna sharpshooter it. So
Okay.
I feel a little more confident since I actually.
All right. I like it.
Oh, that'll work. 19 again.
That also hits. He's back. He's back, ladies and
Doing
gentlemen.
that damage now. And this time it's gonna do 18 piercing damage.
Okay. So you, the first one finds itself right in the middle of its chest, and it kind of knocks it back for a second. As it steps back up to take another swing at Brad, the second one comes and just goes right through its throat, and you see it just stagger and fall off into the lava.
Well, look back. And...
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I get a little cocky. I put my bow to the side. Yeah, finally, there we go. And that's the end of my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Luna.
I would like to cast Chromatic Orb as a 3rd level spell.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Big orb.
It'll be cold damage,
Okay.
and I want to do it to the one that is like right in between them and the back of them.
This one here?
Up. One more. I guess 2 more. That one.
Okay.
It's 4 for me.
That's fine.
And I get advantage, right? So the first one would have been 18 to hit. Let's see if I get any better. 18 to hit.
That does it.
Okay. I'm gonna borrow one of Jamie's. Which one do I want? Which one
The
do I
luckiest
want?
one.
That one.
I don't know which one that is.
We'll say this one. Those are 18.
Okay.
18 cold damage.
So you whir up your ball of ice, shards kind of spiking off. Sigor, you feel the occasional just spit of frost kind of hit the back of your neck in this insanely hot environment, this magma just bubbling. But you throw this orb, so cold it doesn't even melt at all midair, and just makes direct contact with this thing, and part of it just freezes over, and it manages to just kind of break out of it. Does that end your turn?
Ooh! Yeah.
Okay. Lucan.
Fresh air, frost breath on me. That was
Yeah,
nice. Or
yeah.
Breath of frost.
Got that Colgate.
Oh, that was great. So question. Have we seen these things emerge from fire before? Or were they just like hanging out when we stumbled on them? Or...
So you were guarding the dwarf when you heard those same rumblings, and you saw a lot of these bird creatures kind of run past you, and these fire newts chase them.
Okay.
And as they're chasing them, they saw you.
That's the first time I saw them.
Yeah.
Was just running.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm going to turn around.
Okay.
And then I'm going to kind of sidestep just slightly in front of Sigor.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to like with my shield, just like see if I can just knock the shit out of this one.
Okay.
Off the bridge.
Okay. Make an athletics check to see if
Shield slam.
if you're shield slamming, and then it's going to be followed with an actual attack roll.
Okay, right on. Athletics, that's going to be a 10.
Okay. It's not going to be quite enough to knock him off, but go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right.
And just add your strength modifier.
I roll with advantage on an attack roll?
He's got fairy fire on it, yeah.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. Roll. What is your the mace you swing? What's the damage on it?
That's a D6.
That's a D6. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll a D4 for your shield a shield bash,
You got it.
and then add your strength modifier to
You
it.
got it. That'll be 4, I guess, bludgeoning.
Yeah, bludgeoning. So you actually knock it and you stagger it back and you see it almost kind of no,
Right.
but comes back too. And how much damage was that?
Say 4. 4 bludgeoning.
All right.
Yeah, 2 plus 2.
All right. You did seem to kind of knock its jaw sideways a little bit, so it's kind of got this snaggletooth look to it right now.
As my bonus action, I will cast Healing Word on myself.
Okay.
Need some heals. Ooh, yeah. Healed myself for good old 9 health. End of turn.
Okay.
And I'll like slightly adjust myself back to
Yeah, to where you were, sure.
Right.
Okay. So now is going to be the Fire Nude's turn. This one's going to move forward, as is this one and this one. This one is going to take 2 swings at you, Brad. But he's going to miss both of them as you dodge out of the way. The other one is going to look at you, Lucan, and you see him kind of adjust his jaw back, and when he goes to open his mouth, he also leans back and you see a firebolt come out of its mouth. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Got it. That'll be an 18 on the dex save.
All right, you do succeed. So instead of you're going to take 7 fire damage as you manage to dodge out of the way of most of it, but it does catch you. The next thing, though, that does happen is you see these fire nudes without swords or anything start to kind of channel some spells, and you see a firebolt coming at you, Brad. Oof. Which is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yep.
And you are going to take... where is it? I swear I'm not terrible at this game. Where is my... What? Oh, okay. You are going to take 8 damage. Then... this other one next to it, so that one shot at you. This one, you see him light up both of his hands with these fiery orbs, and basically hurl these rays of just pure heat. So we'll see if they hit. The first one's going to be a 12 to hit, which is a miss. The second one is going to be a 24. And the third one is going to be a 17. That misses? All right, so one of them hits.
That's a miss.
Okay. And that is going to deal 6 additional fire damage to you. And then the last one here is actually going to run up past his buddies and throw his hands together and shoot flames out of the end of his fingers.
Burning hands.
And you see the fire actually envelop the fire nudes in front of him as well. I need Lucan and Brad to make dexterity save.
9.
Can I use that inspiration, Jamie? 8.
All right, so both of you are going to take 13 fire damage.
It's just a little toasty.
And as the fire fades, you see the fire nudes that were in front were just completely unaffected by it whatsoever.
Figures.
Okay, that is going to end their turn. That brings us back to Brad.
Which one's the one that hit me with the fire bolt? The back one? Am I able to nimble escape between the two of them?
Yeah? Yeah.
Okay.
You want to run up there?
I'm gonna run up, nimble escape through to that one, and attack him twice.
Okay.
Oh, I get advantage, right?
You do.
Okay. Well, then that was a 20.
That hits.
Okay. 20, non-nat 20.
Okay.
Nice.
That they both hit.
11 and 13, 24.
Okay, very
Nice.
good.
How bad does he look after that?
So he is, you can see kind of this reddish, orangish liquid kind of oozing out of the areas that you slashed him from. But he still looks okay. Not great, but okay.
I'm gonna use Fury of the Small.
Okay.
I'm assuming he's taller than me.
He is, yes, he is a medium-sized creature.
How tall are they? Like 5 feet, 6 feet? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, about 5 feet, yeah.
So 7 more damage.
Okay.
That's neat.
I think just Fury the Small, he just takes more damage.
Yeah.
If something's bigger than him.
They're bigger than me.
Yeah.
And I'm like 3 feet tall.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, Fury of the Small. Does that end your turn?
It does.
Sigor.
I'm gonna take a. I'll take
Make a
slight
perception
gamble.
check, also.
Oh, okay, I'll do that. I see stuff.
You can make one as
Non-nat
well.
20.
Seven.
Okay. Sigor, as you're observing the battlefield, it's hard to tell because it is pretty loud in here. You still hear the hammering in the distance. You have the overall just ambient sound of the cave itself, is not to mention the fighting that's going on. But you believe you also hear footsteps coming from the halls, like from where you previously came from.
Oh shit. I'll turn and look in that direction, and I'll just kind of see Luna still focused on the battle. I'm gonna looking down that way. I don't see anything.
Not yet. Not at the moment.
Okay.
Garage. Back door.
Can I want to run behind Luna, and
Okay.
can I hold my action until
If something comes
around
out.
the corner?
Sure.
And I want to ready a well-placed arrow. Like I'm gonna have it taut and just.
Just ready. Okay. Very good.
Luna.
That does bring us to Luna.
The dog had to go out. Please excuse us.
Yeah, the dog
I would like
doesn't-
to cast
doesn't wait for us.
Chromatic orb, just as a regular level 1, to the first one to the left. I think is the one. No, the first one to the right.
This
Yeah,
one
yeah,
here?
yeah. That
Okay.
one. Gotta have that advantage.
Yeah. You can say closest to me or closest to that works too.
And I have advantage, yes?
You do.
So first one would have been a 17. 17 to hit.
That hits.
Cold again.
Yes.
18 cold damage.
Okay. Okay.
It's still alive?
There you go. So this thing takes the full brunt of it as well. You see the frost kind of shimmer across the area where it hits and then melt away. Yeah, but yes, he still stands.
Okay. I want to take 5 steps back, kind of like towards the gore, and just kind of be like, no, like just like one place back.
5 feet back.
5 feet back.
Okay.
Sorry.
Back to back.
Yeah, I'm like, there's something back here. What's going on? What?
I got a loaded string just aiming down the hallway.
Okay.
We ready.
Your attention pays off because running around the corner come another band of fire newts
What?
that seem to have come around from the other direction, from this other hallway here. And of course your action.
Boo.
So your action is triggered now. What would you like to do?
Okay. I'm going to first bonus action a hail of thorns onto this arrow.
Okay.
Alright, so it's going to be real spiky if this connects. And I'm going to fire at the one right in the middle.
Okay.
Alright, that is perfect. That's a 24.
That hits.
Alright, so the one I hit is going to autofill us, but I need everyone around them to make a dex save. The 3 other fire units.
Okay.
Let's see how much that guy takes first.
What's your spell save?
15.
All 3 of them fail.
Okay, so that main one is going to take 21 piercing damage, and everything around him is only going to take 4 piercing damage.
Okay.
Yay!
And as my oh, here's this only takes a millisecond action. Luna! Trouble! And that's the end of my turn.
You said all the other ones took 4
Luna,
damage?
what did you say?
Trouble.
Trouble.
How much damage did the main one take?
21.
Okay.
21 damage.
Okay. That brings us to their turn. At which point they are actually going to rush you.
It's going to be like a
Is
prison
it-
shank moment.
Is it difficult terrain?
No, if I had 1 level 2 spell slot, it would have been really good. Alas, here we are getting knifed.
One is going to attack you, Luna.
No.
But only one is going to hit, make contact with you.
Okay.
And that is going to be 5 slashing damage. You 2 of them are going to actually try and swing at you, Mr. Scary Bowman. That's going to be a 23 for the first hit. That's a miss on the second hit. Miss on the third hit. And a 24 on the second. So you're going to get slashed twice.
Just a little bit. It's just a few cuts.
The first slash deals 8 slashing damage. The second one does 11 as it catches you right in the ribs.
It was 11 and how much?
I don't remember. There's many numbers going through my helmet right now.
I got cut up. I got cut good.
And then this one is going to take a look at Luna and
No.
let's see here. Yep. Okay, this one is going to, you see its hands kind of light up with fiery orbs, and it launches 3 rays of fire at you. So, let's see if they hit. Nope. That is going to be a 23 to hit. Oof. And
That
a
hits.
15. Okay, so you're going to get hit twice. You're going to take a total of 15 fire damage as these rays just blast into you there. And that ends...
Oh wait, we've got to be fair.
Okay.
I need to make 2 concentration checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's for fairy fire? Okay.
How does that work again? What do I roll for that?
So the DC, I believe, is the amount of damage you took, I believe. Let me see. Here we go. The DC equals half of the damage you take or 10, whichever is higher. So if you took 21 damage, so
I think it was 21.
so 10. You need to beat a 10. Roll twice.
I got a 15, and the second one was a 7.
Okay.
We win.
Your concentration is broken.
No, wait, it's broken.
He got hit twice, so he had to make 2 checks. He succeeded the first one.
Oh, I thought it was just you had to win one of them.
Okay. That brings us to Lucan.
I am going to cast Mass Healing Word as my bonus action.
On the clothies.
That's not a D4.
Welcome to the stream, Bethany. We appreciate you having you here.
That's going to
hope you learn.
be... Everybody gets 12.
Yay!
Everybody gets 12.
Big heals from the cleric.
We needed it.
And Bethany, we play every Saturday, so feel free to join us every week if you enjoy it. We try to be as helpful and what's the word? Explanatory? Is that a entertaining? But we have someone here watching that's new to D&D, and they wanted to learn about it. So
Bethany,
hopefully.
I'm new as well. This is
Full
I'm
facts.
new too.
Yeah.
So I say I'm new. I'm kind of new.
All right, so I have a proposition to make for my action.
Okay.
So what I would like to do is put mace on the side, double hand my shield, and just like try and like split down the middle ram.
Holy
Okay.
goodness.
See how many I can knock off.
Okay.
Yeah, manly move.
There we go. There we
So
go.
this is my action. Just let me know how much I can
Bowling
do
pins.
and what I need to do. I would like to plow to Brad.
Okay.
I would
So
like to plow to Brad.
so make first of all, make an athletics check.
All right.
Nat 20.
That'd be great. Nope. Not on that 20. Athletics, it's going to be a 9.
Okay. So as you go to ram into them, with kind of the force of both of them, they pretty much just kind of stop you in their tracks. Is there a bonus action you'd like to make?
My heal was my bonus action. That'll
Okay.
be the end of my turn.
Okay. But you know what? That was an awesome idea. I'm going to give you inspiration for that.
Yes.
That was a great idea.
Can I re-attack then with my inspiration?
No. But you can try again next time.
All right.
Okay. That brings us back to this group of fire nudes here. So the one directly in front of you and the one next to you. Well, actually, this one's going to kind of try and flank you.
What a jerk.
You know that he's there, and you're very aware of what he just did. So, he's not going to get advantage on you.
All right.
I'm not using the by the book rules of flanking. It's kind of a situational thing. The first hit against you is going to be a 21 to hit. The second one is a 15, which I know misses.
Yep.
17 for the next one.
From behind is 16.
This
my
this one's in front of you.
Oh, it would be 18 then, so no.
Okay, so that one misses. Okay, so the one in front of you, you managed to block and parry completely. The one behind you, though, does get one good shot in on you. And that's going to be 11 slashing damage. This one here is going to also attempt to run up, but Brad, you're going to get an attack of opportunity on it.
Ooh,
Nice. Do it.
18.
That hits.
14 damage.
Okay, as he tries to scoot past you, you catch him right in the ribs, and he just stumbles off and falls off to his death, actually. Seeing that, these two are going to turn and look at you. And they are both going to... yeah. I need you to make 2 dexterity saving throws.
You got it. Confidence of a champion.
Non-nat 20 for the
Okay.
first. Natural 20 for the second.
Okay. So, you're only going to take half of this.
Oh, yay.
That's a lot of dice.
You're going to take 10 fire damage as both of them cast their burning hands attack at you in like a dual cone area, and you're just completely engulfed. But they underestimate your stature, and you just lay down flat for just a second, and it's kind of just your eyebrows are gone, but you managed to avoid most of the damage there. So good job. That's going to bring us actually to Brad.
Okay.
Hey.
So now I'm mad. Clearly. I'm gonna do like a real cool kip up. Like use my hand, spring up, right?
Cool.
And attack the one in front of me twice.
Okay.
That is a 15.
That does hit.
And a 13 for the second.
The second one does not hit.
Okay. $11 damage.
Okay.
Can I use my action surge? Words are hard. For the one next to me and attack him twice.
Yes. As you slice into this one, then you turn immediately to attack the one to your left.
14
That hits.
and 16.
They both hit.
Nice.
15. It's 11. 26.
26 damage.
Yes.
Very good. Okay. So, as you turn to attack the second one, the first hit, as you hit it, you notice almost like a prismatic barrier around it, but you just kind of push through and slice through it, and then follow it up with a stab attack when you deal that damage. And it is definitely hurting, bleeding pretty profusely. That's going to bring us to Sigor.
All right, I'm gonna unsheath my silver dagger with my free hand, and I'm just gonna shout, "Luna!" As I look to my right, at the two near her. Those are yours. Is that dart? I'm gonna take an opportunity to attack this. Is that dart over this way?
Okay.
Sigor 2019.
It misses.
Okay, good. I'm gonna cover. I know he's aware of me. I'm not going for bonus stuff on this guy, but I'm gonna planar warrior my dagger and try to come across the back of him.
Okay.
Oh, and I'm gonna actually that might hit. 14.
That on that one, that is going to be a miss.
Shit. Well, I'm gonna come around again with my dagger and do the same thing.
Same guy.
Yeah. And that's gonna be a 19.
That hits.
That's gonna hit for 11 force damage.
Okay.
Slashing. Or no, it's force. Yeah, force damage. It's like a laser beam.
Yeah, so you slice right through this thing, and you see it's basically almost the wound is cauterized pretty much as soon as you slice through it.
And I'm gonna keep moving and take another attack.
That's going to be a 16 to hit.
That one will hit.
Okay. He's sick of your shit. That's going to be 11 damage that you take as he slashes across your back. He basically felt that last slash turn around as you were leaving and just got one good slash with a scimitar against you.
And then I'm gonna take a few more steps and try to dart past that last guy.
Okay.
Well, I get waits one more opportunity to attack for that guy, I think.
Yes, but that one is pretty much just going to be... Okay, yeah, he's got like a little mace.
No.
Let's see if he rolled a 2.
Okay.
So no.
And then I'll turn around and chill. Bob and weaving.
Okay. After Sigor's Luna.
I would like to cast Poison Spray, and I'm gonna.
On these ones here?
No, it's just one of them.
Just one of them?
Unfortunately,
Which
the one
one?
that's right in front of. Well, the one to my. Yeah, that
This
one.
one here?
Yep.
Okay.
It needs to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Please fail.
What do I need to beat?
A 16.
That's a 9, so
Perfect.
he failed.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, that was pretty worthless, but 6 poison damage.
Let's see here. So that's okay. You said 6 poison damage?
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Very good.
So you see this kind of acid, this poison just kind of getting his eyes and his face, and he's just
Yikes.
kind of trying to scrape
Yeah,
it off.
dark.
It just very uncomfortable, right? Not a great place to be. Okay, does that end your turn?
Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot I can do.
Permission to assist new player Luna slightly.
Okay.
Luna, you currently have 4 lizardmen staring at you as I abandon you. They're probably all just going to walk forward and shank you to death. Are you sure you want to sit tight?
No, I'll run away.
Where?
So, I think that was actually
that was
me.
a lady.
Oh, that may have been me though.
Sorry, stream for that big loud noise. I'm sure that was.
I don't know your magic powers, but just a suggestion. That's it. Now you can do what you want.
I'm pretty spent, so. So are 2 of them about? If I move, will 2 of them have an opportunity attack?
Yes.
What I see. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay.
Okay. All right. So that does bring us to their turn.
Perfect.
At which point, this one's going to pursue you.
Oh, there you go. So, never mind.
30.
Get back.
This one's going to turn to you. All right. So Luna, you're going to take attacks from 2 of these.
Okay.
First one's going to hit. That's like a 25.
That's it.
Second one misses.
Perfect. Third one
Third
misses.
attack is an 18.
Barf.
And the fourth attack is a natural 20.
Blech.
Okay. Let me roll damage here real
How
quick.
did Luna die? Up in flames.
Not today.
11 damage on the first swing.
Start tallying this up.
So 7 damage on the second swing. So that's 18 total. And then,
Double this.
actually not that bad. 10 damage on the third swing.
Oh,
They didn't roll super great.
fine. 28.
Sigurd,
It's
he's going
okay.
to, next one's going to take a swing at you. But he is going to miss as you dodge out of the way. But it is followed up with a, let's see, we'll do this again. You see the scorching rays come back at you again. That's a 24, a 12, which misses, and a 25. Okay, so
Hot hits tonight.
3 damage for the first ray, and 12 damage for the second ray, as they just kind of burn across you. But that does bring us to Lucan.
Alright. So I'm gonna double hand my shield again. And this time I wasn't really feeling the last time. So I'm gonna make like some step marks, like scratch marks.
Okay, you're gonna kick back a little bit,
And
yeah.
I'm gonna just like level down to the top of my shield.
Okay.
Just look at the one in front of me.
Okay.
And then I see the one behind him. And we're gonna do this again. And I'm gonna say, it's Clover and time. And just try and truck smash into as far as I can go.
Okay, make an athletics check with advantage if you got it.
Nat 20!
Are you serious? Hey!
Yay!
So,
Right.
so guess what? Let me make a dexterity saving throw for this first one.
Natural 1.
That's really low, so that's not good. I'll make a dex save for the other 2 here. None of them rolled good. So,
meant to be.
when you go to kick back a couple times, you back up, you bump into this one unexpectedly, and he falls back. He just falls on his back. But when you sprint forward, go ahead and make a strength, just an attack with your strength modifier.
That'll be 12. To
Okay. So when you go through, make a roll like a d4 plus your strength for damage.
That'll be 5.
Okay. So you go completely careening through this one. He gets completely knocked off down into the lava. This one, same thing. Gets completely knocked off down into the lava, and you end right here next to Brad. One of them, this one, as you see when it falls off, he hits his head on this kind of rock below, and you see him just go completely lifeless and sink beneath the magma. The other one falls in and definitely looks like he took some damage, but climbs up on this little rock right there. But he is most certainly not feeling very good.
That was great. I looked at Brad.
That was real good.
Okay, does that end your turn, Luca?
Yeah, I assume I'm done.
Okay, so we got these two. This one, I'm gonna say you've got half cover. So he's actually gonna try to spit a fire bolt at you. And that's going to be a 23 to hit.
No.
And that is going to deal
Oh boy.
11 fire damage.
I'm unconscious.
And you kind of, so as he finishes running through, you see a bolt kind of come up and strike him in the back, and he just kind of trips down the stairs right in front of you and is laying right there on the staircase.
Oh, Lucan's so clumsy.
This one is going to look at you, and he is going to just try and hit you with his weapon and miss. And that brings us to Brad.
Well, I'm going to attack him twice.
Okay.
23 for the
That
first
hits.
one, and 23 for the second one.
They both hit.
14. Oh, math. 13, so 27.
Oh,
Very good.
cut him up.
Very nice.
Okay. This one, you actually completely cut down as well. And he is eliminated as he just slumps over to the ground dead.
Oh, I'm unconscious. Never mind.
Can I, like, do something to help him not be unconscious?
As an action, you can kind of go make a medicine check on him, but it is an action.
Okay. Well, then I'm just going to walk up to him
Okay.
and kind of, like, tap him with my foot. Like, hey,
Give him a little nudge.
get up. And then I'm going to have my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Sigor.
How bloody is the guy in front of me?
The gentleman in front of you is pretty bloodied.
Or he's looking pretty bloodied?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to... I want to make a... Alright. I'm going to try to slash out with my dagger again. I'm going to use my planar warrior stuff on it.
Okay.
That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And it's going to... Oh, not that die. It's going to cut him for... 6 plus... 4. So 10 force damage.
Okay. You absolutely just slice through him. His neck just opens up, and you just see this orange-red ooze just start seeping out of this hole that you cut through it, and he just kind of slowly collapses to the ground, and he is removed.
Right after I cut him and he falls, I want to follow up and just kind of like do one of these and throw my silver dagger at that thing's neck.
Okay, go for it. Freaking Ninja Gaiden over here.
And that's I think it's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And that is going to stick into him for 5 piercing damage.
All right. And he takes it right in the shoulder, and he kind of looks at it and just kind of pulls it out and throws it on the ground. And
so
then,
disrespectful to my dagger.
as a reaction, you see him reach out and point his finger at you. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm really good at those. 21.
Very good. That's a succeed. So you only take 5 damage, fire damage, as just this bolt of fire just springs off of the tip of its finger towards you. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Luna.
Well, I can't do a ranged spell with them right in front of me, I imagine. Yes?
You can do a spell attack.
I
It's with disadvantage if it's if it's a spell attack,
Okay.
unless it's something where they have to make a save.
Nope. So I would just like to do poison spray again. I'm just like, get away from me! Go away!
Okay.
To the one that I attacked last time for 6 damage.
Okay.
Constitution saving throw has to be to 16.
He does succeed.
Oh.
Nothing happens.
He manages to dodge this time. He saw it coming.
Go away! Get out of my life.
Okay. Does that end your turn, Luna? Mm-hmm. Okay. These two are going to both take swings at you.
Like 100% spent.
16?
Mm-hmm.
19. 19.
I'm dead.
21 to hit.
All 4 hit, and I'm gonna be dead.
No.
That's 9. 8.
No.
4. And 7.
I'm down.
Oh.
By a lot.
Oh.
Luna collapses to the ground.
Let me put DED. Dead.
This one is going to attempt to shoot just a firebolt at you, Sigar. But he misses. It hits the wall and actually ignites that torch on the wall next to you. Yeah. Okay, that ends their turn. Lucan, make a death saving throw.
It'll be 11.
You succeed. You live to fight another day. Okay, that brings us to this one last one in this group. He gets back up, and he can't quite make it to you. So instead, he is actually going to use that fire spit against you. Make a dexterity saving throw for me.
You do have this one in the lava, by the way. I don't know if you can see him.
Yeah, he can't do anything.
26.
Okay, you succeed, so you're going to take half of this damage.
You're so dexterous.
I'm very dexterous.
You're going to take 4. Oh, well, it's 8, but so 4 total is what you take. Okay, that ends their turn. It is your turn, Brad.
So he spit at me?
Yeah.
Probably maybe my side while I was checking the...
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to slowly turn towards him.
Okay.
Show my teeth and run straight at him and start chopping him up.
Nice.
13.
That one misses.
25.
That one hits.
11.
Okay, you run up to him and start to chop on him, and when you get to him, you actually jump up in the air and just stab right into his stomach, and he collapses with you on top of him, and then you just see the life just flicker out of his eyes.
Oh, I'm just going to keep
stabbing.
I'm just going to keep poking him.
You just
for a
get
minute.
that orange stuff just all over you.
Okay.
That hot sauce.
I'm going to end my turn.
Okay.
Well, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
Until my next turn.
Okay, cool. Sigar.
Oh, I got 2 of these. Okay, I'm gonna just quickly glance at any of these. Do any of these have cuts or scrapes or anything on them?
Yeah, they are. They're scraped up pretty good.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the one near Luna, but not nearest to Luna first.
Okay.
I'm going to sharpshooter an arrow. Yes, we're gonna sharpshooter it. Excellent, 19.
That hits.
I'm gonna go ahead and do the damage for that one. So 21 damage on that shot.
Okay, so that one pierces into it, and it hits it so hard, just the force of it actually goes through and pins it to this wooden post on the wall, and it just stops moving.
Yay!
I'm gonna try to get sweaty on the one next to her as well.
Get real sweaty on it.
With another sharpshooter. Oh, just on fire right now. Non-nat 20.
Oh, that hits.
And this one should be almost the same. That's going to be 22 damage.
Okay, you launch another one, and it just goes straight right through this thing's skull, and it collapses on top of Luna.
Oh. And I'm going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to run and kind of stand in front of this one a bit as I turn my head a bit looking towards Luna, and I go, Luna! Stop laying down! We're not done yet! And that's my healing word on it. Nice. And it heals her for a very tiny amount. Yeah, mine's just gonna heal her for 5.
Okay, but it is enough for your eyes to shoot open. You get that. You hear that Overwatch sound effect when you get hit. And when you come to, you kind of find it a little difficult to move because there's just this big, kind of gross salamander creature laying on top of you, lifeless. Okay, after Sigor, that does bring us to your turn, Luna.
Perfect. I'm gonna shrug this terrible thing off of me,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna stand up for my movement, and then hopefully I will cast Chromatic Orb, cold damage on the one that is still remaining.
Okay.
So. $27 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Perfect.
Look at you.
Look at me.
Back at it again.
Back at it. Oh, barely any damage, but 10 cold damage. Take
Okay.
that, sucker.
So it's kind of caught off guard because it saw you just being completely overwhelmed for a moment, but now that just in one fell swoop, all of its reinforcements have pretty much been felled, it looks over just as you throw your ball of ice at it, and it nails it right in the head. And for a moment, its face is kind of stuck like this, but it does slowly melt off, and he shakes it off.
Just die already.
Does that end your turn?
It does.
Okay. It is going to try to answer back to you with a firebolt.
No.
But I rolled a 5, so that misses. So it flies past your head and just hits the wall behind you.
Praise be.
This other one down here is going to basically try and just shoot fire up there, but it's just hitting the side of the bridge. It can't really do anything. And then after a moment, you see it jump into the lava and kind of submerge and disappear. This one's still standing, though. That brings us to Lucan. Make another death save.
It's an 8.
That is one failure.
Can I use an inspiration to reroll? That's alright.
Okay. That will bring us to Brad.
I'm gonna get off the one I'm just absolutely cutting up, and I'm gonna shoot an arrow at that last one.
Okay.
It is an 18.
That hits.
7 damage.
Okay. You see this thing, as you kind of come over the ridge there, you see it attempt to shoot a firebolt at Luna. And just as it's bringing its arm back, it turns and sees this arrow coming through and just nails it in the shoulder. Had no idea you were there. But then just kind of pulls the arrow out. This one seems to be a little madder than the rest of them. But definitely looks hurt. Definitely looks hurt.
I'm going to end my turn.
Cigar.
Yeah, I'll just shoot him. I'll just shoot at him. I'm gonna
Pop a cap in his ass.
I thought about doing 3 different things, but this seems like the most basic, best one. A regular shot. Actually, I'm gonna plan a warrior this shot. Yeah.
Okay.
And that is a 22.
That hits.
And that's gonna.
As you pull your bowstring, but you can go and roll your damage. But when you pull your bowstring back, your arrow starts to envelop in this teal energy, and when you let go,
14 force damage.
obliterates its head off of its shoulders.
I love shooting lasers.
And I believe that puts us out of initiative. So you all have survived. Lucan is still over on the ground, but we are out of initiative.
Hey guys, big man fell.
I put my bow up and kind of. I look at you, but I look excited. Oh, he fell. All right. Well, I'm gonna start walking towards Luna. I guess we should go take care of him. I hold up my hand for a high five. So it's
All
just blood pouring down my arm. You can see it on my neck. Let's go heal up Lucan. Oh, I'm feeling much more alive and almost dead at the same time.
I'm wobbling over. It's very precarious. Okay, let's go get him.
So I'll walk across the bridge to Lucan.
Okay.
And I'll kneel down. I give him a couple pats. All right, buddy. Time for you to do what I'm doing for you. As I healing word him. for health.
That's enough.
You wake up.
Ooh. And immediately you like get up and both my hands are glowing.
Yeah. Immediately.
Just
Easy, buddy. Easy.
They're glowing white. It's radiant.
The bad lizard men are gone.
Okay, that's great.
But can you make them glow for us, if you could?
I'm gonna pop one of my 2 channel divinities. I'm gonna get 35 health that I can spread out. I'm gonna give Luna 18. That assumes up to your half, I assume. That's less than. Yeah.
I'm good there.
I'll give you 18. I'm gonna heal myself for 17. I've just got the ability. I can do this twice now.
What do I get healed for?
Well, and then
Nothing. Okay.
And then I'm gonna pop, seeing everybody's bloody. I'm gonna pop a mass healing word on everybody. Ooh, nice. Everybody gets the max. Everybody gets 14, including me.
Feels
14.
much better.
All the math.
I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay. Sigor and Lucan, make a perception check for me.
13.
Not natural 20.
Okay. You don't really notice this, but you do, Lucan. And it's not necessarily anything you hear, but on one of the corpses of these salamander creatures, these fire newts, you see one of them is wearing kind of a hastily put on really set of nice armor, and upon closer inspection it looks like mithril armor, and very similar to the armor that Patron was wearing when you lost him further back in the kind of mines.
Well, I know I was just unconscious for a second, and I know I was running, and I don't really remember much more beyond that for the past couple of days, but does this look familiar? And I like just clear as day.
So you all look at
Dots
it,
for my finger.
and it very much does look like most of Patron's armor.
What happened? Where's Patron?
In my head, I'm thinking, have I ever heard of the possibility of like transforming into one of these
No.
like that? That is my initial.
Evolved.
Yeah, has a dragonborn become a fire dude?
Not that you're aware of, no.
Yeah, the SpongeBob meme.
But
Patrick and
you do
SpongeBob
know
clam.
you were in combat essentially with these things for most of the time that they were gone, which was
Oh.
quite a while.
Start looking through its things. Like, is it patrons things?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, that's not good. And I like.
Yeah, and you all see most of Patron's stuff.
This doesn't. Did he?
Can I look it over for scales?
Sure, you make an investigation check. No. So looking over the body, it's very smooth. No scales to it whatsoever.
Okay, I was trying to see maybe if he like transformed into one of these.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, we left you
scales
for 15 minutes?
He's as big
It was-
as
it was
me.
longer
Why does
than
he
that.
have his things?
You know, I don't know. I don't really remember. It was such a blur. Just running. There are so many of them. We had to get away.
Where's
I don't know.
Dragonbait's body?
Where is our dwarf friend?
Where's Dragonbait's body?
Both of those reside in the little side cave room that you were forced out of.
We need some knowledge from that dwarf fellow we met. Let's go back and I think we should maybe take a rest as well. A big long one.
Hey, this is what happened to me previously.
Oh.
Yeah. So he explains to you, yeah, shortly after you left, a bunch of scaly birds, scared bird creatures ran by, being chased by fire newts. When they noticed him and Patron, they got into a big battle, at which point Patron and Lucan kind of lost track of each other. And throughout the course of that long battle, they just became overwhelmed, and that's when he decided to try and run, hopefully to find you all.
Well, that's
Right,
very
what
bad
happened.
luck that those creatures ran past you like
I
that.
mean, we should go back.
Indeed.
Bad luck.
Indeed,
We
we
should go back and see what's going on.
So I'll start just.
I'll lead the way because I know where I came from, and I go that way.
You follow him.
Would
I know exactly where we came from.
Would
Auto
Brad be
color?
able to fit in that mithril armor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I'm taking it off.
Okay.
Is there anything
Yeah,
else of value? Like,
Dragonbait's sword.
Yeah, so one of the things that is on it is on the body is he is holding Dragonbait's old sword,
We should take the sword
which
and the armor.
Patron was using.
I
It's
can't use-
a long sword. It's like a two-handed sword.
I can't use swords, but I mean, can we put it in that really cool bag we have?
Yes, the one that I have on my back.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Is there anything else?
Let me carefully put it in the center pouch.
Any candles or anything like? Just anything?
No, it looks like mainly just the kind of the nicer things were
I
pulled off
don't
of
know
him.
if that armor's gonna
Anything
fit you,
else
Brad.
nice?
Does that armor look like it would fit Brad?
Yeah, a little loosely. Like it can be kind of. It's got a lot of attachments where it can be kind of adjusted. So it's a little long. But
Brad, are you
that's.
wearing a dress?
No, it's battle armor.
Is it plus 2 AC?
It looks like a dress.
I
Can you wear? Is it heavy armor? Like I forget the stats of mithril.
So it is. I'll get to it later.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll get you the stats later. But it is one thing you do notice about it when you put it on. It is pretty lightweight actually for being made of something that's not leather or cloth.
Hey, Brad. Your eyebrows are missing. I got it. With my prestidigitation, I just make 2 like lines, just like angry eyebrows.
Do you make like frowny eyebrows on them?
There we go. I got you.
You have no idea what just happened.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
He has anime eyebrows.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, we should be moving. There wasn't anything else on the newt of DB of.
No,
friends.
he's a naked newt now.
Well, let's go back this way hastily, exactly the way I came from.
Okay.
Okay, so are you all making your way back to the room where the dwarf was and everything?
Yes.
Okay. So you make it back to the room. You see the dwarf in there, who looks more kind of terrified than anything else, but he still looks very emaciated, very tired, ribs showing, but he does seem to have a little bit more kind of a consciousness about him, I guess you could say.
Have I already casted Spare the Dying on him?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like he's doing much better.
It's okay.
So you go back in. Malkar is there, still chained up, and he sees you. Luna, when you walk in the room, you see Dragonbait's body still on the floor.
Hey, I've got this key. So is he like locked up?
Yeah. So basically, he's sitting on the floor. There's a post behind him with like a crossbeam, and his hands are essentially shackled to chains in manacles.
I'm gonna see if my key that I found is gonna fit.
Okay. Yep. So you go up and both of the chains just, and he says, "Oh, my dear, thank you."
You're so welcome.
And he's
Hey.
kind of like rubbing his wrists.
Not to burden you, kind sir, but we did find this. It's like a mold for 2 keys, and I don't know how to do a mold. My thought was that we just get really hot metal and we do the thing, and then there was this water that we found, and like you submerge it in the water and you cool it, and then you take it out, and then you open the mold, and then now I've got 2 keys. But I didn't know if that was actually true or not.
He kind of looks down and kind of chuckles and says, that's more or less how it's done. Can I see the keys?
Absolutely. Here you are, sir.
So he kind of takes it, and
Dwarven have them all?
it's almost like a little too heavy for, like, he's so weak.
Yeah, well, he can help you.
But he does manage to kind of pick it up. He's still sitting on the floor, and opens it, and he says, "My goodness, you found it! Yes, these are the molds for the treasury.
That's what I'm talking about.
Are any of you proficient in smelting?"
We hope that you were.
In my day, I suppose I could try.
But could you maybe tell and teach as we go? You don't have to lift a finger. We'll just give it a shot.
We'll be your.
We need to go to the forge.
Do you think that we could? I'm really tired, you guys.
Yeah, mayhaps would one more evening in this area be all right with you? We'll be here with you. We just need to take a breather. We just killed a lot of fires.
We just need 10 hours. 10 hours is all we need.
He kind of lets out a sigh and says,
Share food? Huh?
he says, "I suppose it's the least I could do. Spend one more night in this hellhole. Sure.
How long will the smelting process take?
A few hours.
Like 10?
It's hard to say. Do you have any more food? Or some ale?"
I've got ale.
She has ale for days.
Take out my alchemy jug. Cups, everybody. Good.
Maybe we could forge some cups too.
Good.
I guess I'll get out like I don't want a tent in this area. I'll just use a bedroll. Just a
Okay.
little sleeping bag.
Okay.
Who's
Or maybe even just like a soft surface and lay on that. I don't want covers.
Okay. It's extremely hot.
Yeah.
The dwarf's buddy, he's still in there dead, correct?
Yeah. And his face is very sunken, still
God.
chained.
Could I kind of like maybe use his leg as a pillow?
Sure.
All right.
So you go up and
And I'll fluff his leg up.
who wants first watch? I'll do first watch.
Well, there we go.
I'll take the second watch.
That's who's got first
Third,
watch.
fourth. Okay, everyone go to bed now. I'm tired.
Okay.
Someone is tired.
I would like to spend. Actually, I'll wait for my watch to do it.
Everyone notices Luna is cranky. She is tired.
Okay.
Luna, are you okay?
Go to bed.
Okay.
So, you all take turns watching the overall sound of the forge. You still hear that rhythmic ting, ting kind of echoing through the through the cavern itself. But you do manage to fall asleep. It's almost kind of like a metronome in a sense after a while.
I want to do something during my watch.
Okay. It goes through your watch. Nothing happens. And now she goes to wake you up. And she's immediately asleep.
I'm knocked out.
Wow. All right.
Tired.
I'll walk out and look like I'm going to do my watch, but then I don't do my watch. And I sit down and I look for some type of string or taut material I can use to tie to this weird new bow I found.
Okay.
And I want to do that.
Okay. So, yeah, you do manage to find a bit of twine. It'll do, you know. It's not super great, but you kind of make it work for now. Yeah.
Does it seem, and you said I felt stronger holding this bow, so now I'm holding it with a string attached. Is it any different whatsoever?
It's hard to say until you kind of test it out.
Okay. I'll just kind of sit. I'm still not gonna look at it. I'm just gonna whistle, like, be bored.
Okay. And your watch passes without incident.
I don't remember who's next. I'll go kick Brad. Brad,
Huh?
make sure those fire things don't approach us again.
Yeah, okay, alright. And I'm just gonna kind of like roll over and close my eyes again.
No, Brad, no.
Oh, yeah?
Your eyes have to stay open for that.
Okay.
You can close them again in 2 hours.
Alrighty. I promise I will stay awake.
I'll lay down on my bedroll.
Okay. And after a few minutes, you fall asleep.
I'm gonna do the old school like. Until,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
And yeah, so your watch passes as well without incident.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna. Hey, your turn.
Okay.
Your turn.
Make a perception check.
I believe that's a not natural 20. Yep.
You notice two things. The first thing is that the dwarf, Malkar, is nowhere to be found at the moment. Something seemed to happen when you were kind of nodding off a little bit. The second thing you notice is scuffling sounds coming from around the corner.
Or, I'm gonna look. Does it seem bright? So, previously, I would know. Do they emit light like those fire newts? Like, do they have a little bit of glow?
Like a little bit, not a lot.
But they're not like a flashlight.
No.
Like through the darkness, you would like.
No, they could pretty easily hide in the
sneak
dark.
up on
yeah,
them?
yeah.
Damn it. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna be ready. I'm gonna have my shield and my mace.
Okay.
And I'm gonna be ready, holding like, whoo! If it's like that, I'm like.
You hear the scuffling getting softer and softer, like the sound is moving away from you.
The little dwarf is running away with my mold. I'm gonna end him.
And then it eventually fades away. Nothing.
Do I see any like evidence of like tracks or anything of like stuff going on?
Make
Like,
an
he was sitting,
make an
or-
investigation check.
Sure. You know what? I'm gonna use that inspiration.
Inspiration.
Let's see. Please work. Oh yeah, much better. 17.
There was definitely signs of a quick struggle in the kind of the exit of this little outcropping.
Do I see any blood or anything?
No blood, but the kind of the dirt and the rocks and stuff have definitely been disturbed. It was definitely not anything loud enough to really catch your attention, even though you were like, but something happened very quickly, it seemed like.
Hey, Sagor. I'm gonna go to Sagor and wake him up.
Morning, yes?
Well, Well, Sigor, things have happened. I don't think we're fully there yet.
Wait, what?
Two things. One, our friend is gone. And I point to where it would have been.
You see the scuffle tracks.
And two, something happened with him. I heard foot sounds a second ago going away from us.
Oh, shit. So I get up immediately.
Okay.
And start rushing out of the room. Look, with me, now.
Am I asleep still?
Yeah, both of these two are still asleep.
I'm tracking. I'm hunter mode now.
Okay. It doesn't take you long. When you go out and look to the north, you see what was probably that last fire newt that jumped into the lava, dragging the dwarf with his hand over his mouth across the bridge back towards the forge. You see the dwarf trying to struggle, but he's just too weak to really yell out for help or anything.
120 feet?
Yeah, he's definitely within 120
I'm
feet.
going to shoot a guiding bolt at him.
Okay. What do you do, Sigor?
I can easily take a shot from here.
Go for it.
I'm aiming right for this thing's, I don't know, face. Sharpshooter, too.
Ooh. 15... 23?
That hits?
Yeah, 23. This is second.
19.
That also hits.
Just first level. This will be first level.
Yeah, go. Both of you roll damage.
This thing just gets
Meanwhile.
gibbed.
Damn. That's better. That's not bad. 15 radiant.
Okay.
23 piercing.
Okay. So
Nice.
this bolt of light just kind of catches this thing right in the face, blinding it for just a second. Shortly after your arrow just comes through and dead, and the dwarf kind of falls and scuffles up, and he seems to be kind of frantically searching the fire newt, and out of it you see him kind of struggle but grab that steel key mold.
I'll just rush up to him.
And yeah,
follow.
Yeah.
Little buddy, what are you doing out here?
I thought you said it was safe.
Well,
I mean, we were watching out. But
one went into the lava.
Clearly not good enough.
so it would seem. Y'all all right for wear, though, right? Did he rough you up?
Hey, we're still all alive.
I've had worse.
Well, good. If you'll come back with us, then let's go and head back. I'm glad we caught you in time. You can thank Luke in here. He's the one who
Kind
heard
of
it.
reaches out and says, "Can you help me up?"
Right. I'll kind of do this
Of
shoulder
course.
slump thing.
Okay, and you kind of both pick him up, and you're heading back to the little cave. Okay. You make it all the way back, and these two are still just sound asleep. Brad's snoring.
Might be best if you sleep more towards the back end of the cavern.
Right. Right.
The dwarf Malkar sees you laying on his deceased friend's leg, and you kind of feel him pull away from you, and he says, "This little shit," and goes and he kicks you in the side, and it kind of knocks you off of the dead dwarf's leg.
Kind of just roll the other way and still sleep.
Yep.
Like it was. Yeah. So I should have rolled the other way.
And that seems to enrage him more, and he starts to go, but he's just again too weak.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
That was my friend.
It says he doesn't know any better. He lacks that type of etiquette.
We've all lost friends.
Right. Well, we should continue to rest. At least the other two will get there
in the
before-
back, and we'll continue.
Okay. So you go back to sleep, and you all manage to gain the benefits of a long rest.
Got a lot of erasing to do.
And with that, we will take a quick break. We will probably do like a little 15-minute break. So right now, what time is it? Hey, it's 9:30 on the dot. We'll be back at 9:45 Central Time. So if you're watching with us, thanks for sticking with us so far. We will continue right here in about 15 minutes. So hang around, and we'll be right back.
What?
Every time. Okay, we're back, everybody. Thanks for being patient with us. We had to reset, rewind. You know the deal. Rebooze. We are Cloak and Stagger, by the way. Gotta live up to the name.
Little staggering.
Little bit of staggering. By the end of the night, maybe I'll be a better or worse DM. Who knows? Anyways, we'll pick up right where we left off. Thank you, by the way, for all of the follows during the break. We really, really appreciate the support. So, if you're just joining us going forward, if you enjoy the stream, give us a follow. You the real MVP. Okay, so you've all benefited from the long rest. You're now waking up. It was very difficult to sleep. It's probably 100 degrees or hotter, even in this cave away from the lava. But you still somehow managed to sleep. You've been in this jungle for probably close to a month at this point now, so you're kind of getting acclimated to the hot weather. But in here it's just stifling and steamy, and when you go into those main caverns with the lava, it almost takes your breath away. But you did manage to get your rest. You're now waking up. Malkar, the dwarf, is still there. But he is still asleep. The man's tired. He's had a rough go of it. So he's still kind of laying there snoring. It's probably the first time he's been able to lay down and actually sleep in who knows how long. What would everybody like to do?
I want to eat a ration, and I'm going to wake up my dwarf friend and give him one of my rations.
Okay. So you kind of wake him up. He says, what?
I want to say in dwarvish to him, like, here's some food, friend.
He kind of looks at you like a little shocked, and in dwarvish and says, a fine cultured woman. So few of you left in the world today.
I just blush. I'm just like, thank you.
And then he kind of looks over at Brad and says, very unmuch like that little girl over there.
He grows on you. It's fine. He's fine.
Was that in Dwarvish? Or?
Yeah, he said it in Dwarvish. But you saw him look at you and point at you and say something and then turn
so
back.
with my evil eyebrows still assuming, I go, yeah, you do.
I say back in Dwarvish to Luna, I always thought so myself.
He kind of looks a little shocked. How many of you speak Dwarvish?
What are we doing? Why are we...
Do you speak dwarvish?
No, of course
Can
not.
I make a real bad
just us then.
real bad attempt at Dwarvish, like kind of mimic them?
Yeah, make an intelligence check. Why not?
Oh god.
We miss you too, Don P. We miss you too.
16?
So you heard kind of the sounds and kind of the just the way they were speaking. You try to mimic something, and you basically say something about like lava farts, but it doesn't make really much sense. So the dwarf just looks at you and, why are you so angry?
No, he's not angry, and I changed his eyebrows.
Okay,
They're
what
now
do you change
just
it?
like
They're just like big rainbow shaped eyebrows, and he kind of.
And in Dwarvish, we just roll with.
imagine just like Sharpie eyebrows.
Yeah.
Drawn on by Sharpies.
We just go with it.
The key, everyone. What is going on?
Did I see you get that potion, or was I somewhere else?
When did I?
You didn't see him get the potion. No, it was when we were by ourselves.
Well then,
It was in the mouth.
Well, we found. Oh, we have a story.
What?
And then I tell Luna and Brad the story that happened while they were asleep.
Oh, that. Yes.
What? I'm gonna sleep through this. I was tired.
Well,
I was wondering the same thing. You let me be kidnapped.
Oh yeah. So
well, at the end of the day, we're all fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine.
Everything is fine.
I may have seen him get grabbed, but
What?
I didn't know if I was dreaming or not, so I just stayed.
Can I insight check that?
Yes, you can.
I want to roll up my the map I have of the jungle.
Okay.
I want to bat him on the head a couple times.
Okay.
That's a bad brag.
Oh, I thought it was
That's
a
an
13.
Okay, are you telling the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You saw that? I mean, sorry. What? You didn't say anything?
I
You
mean,
saw-
it was partially I thought it was a dream, partially I didn't really care. His buddy's pretty comfy.
You may be excluded
That's
from
not-
future watches.
John.
We'll see. We'll have to see.
Pretending I'm just telling you this, I want Brad to smell baked bread. Only Brad. Prestidigitation.
Okay. The eyebrows go away if you do that.
I can do 2 at once.
You can do 2 at once? Okay. Brad, you certainly...
Or I mean 3 at once. I can do 3.
You start
at
to
once.
smell the scent of baked bread, very similar to that when Dragonbait was still around.
I'm gonna look at him.
Yeah, he's as stiff as a board.
I think he's alive.
Why do you say that?
Now's not the time for rude gestures, Brad.
Well, no, I smell things.
What do you smell?
I don't like.
Brad, we're
yummy.
We're slightly disappointed in your actions, right?
You've got to stop desecrating the dead, my good buddy.
Oh,
Yes.
but
What is it you smell?
Anyways,
Malkar the dwarf looks at you and he says, "Your daughter is very weird."
in common or dwarvish?
in dwarvish. You hear it.
I just kind of laugh about it.
He must be angry with you, Brad, for being so terrible.
what? I'm just confused out of my mind.
We should start the smelting process, if you don't mind, Malkar.
Malkar,
Malkar. Mr. Malkar.
speak-
are you mocking me?
No, I'm just excited. We're going to make the key.
I've been in this damn dungeon for too long.
I'll make a walking gesture. Let us remove ourselves from the present situation.
I'll follow Sigor and say in Elvish to him, "Hey, our dwarf friend said that Luna's my daughter in English, in Elvish. Do you understand? They look like you understand." Oh, I thought it was kind of funny. In
That was
Elvish.
Dwarvish? You're all speaking Dwarvish?
Oh yeah, in Elvish. In common, I say, "Oh yeah," too.
I just kind of shrug and just walk out.
Malkar follows you, just kind of walking along, and you kind of start hearing him kind of hum some kind of dwarven kind of tune, kind of under his breath as you're walking along, and he's just kind of looking around very cautiously, very nervously as you continue towards the forge.
What kind of song is he singing, sir?
It's hard to say because it's just kind of he's just humming something kind of under
it's
his
like a
breath.
beat.
Yeah, like.
It's not like hi ho off. The
No, he's not. He's not one of the 7 dwarfs. That's a boss battle for later.
That's racist.
So you see him kind of occasionally look down at his hand, at his fingers where his fingernails have been peeled off, and he's just, even though he's definitely 100,000% better than he was, he had a bad time. He had a real bad time. But you make it to the forge, and looking around as you went, you didn't see any signs of anything being disturbed or different from before. There were no signs of any fire newts. This place is kind of a ghost town at the moment, actually.
So we were pretty confident that we dealt with the infestation.
At the moment, yeah, it just definitely seems that way.
Okay. Now I'll stand like where it starts. It actually drops off the lava, and I'll turn to Malkar, and I'll hold out my hands. So, guide my hands, Malkar. How do we smelt? Brad, come assist me.
He says, right, the mold. Who has the mold?
I'll try to run up and grab it out of. You had it, right?
No, Luna has it.
Luna. So I'm gonna run up to Luna and try to.
I've got it. I'm momming him. I've got it.
Just hop forward a little bit and then just give up. Score. Ask me for help.
Malkar looks back at Luke and says, in common, you hear him this time. Your daughter, she's feisty.
What'd you call me? I'm gonna charge the dwarf with my.
Wait.
with
Somebody
my
intervene.
sword.
Okay, yeah. So
Big hand.
make a.
Do you think I'm his daughter or Brad's his daughter?
We're grabbing. We're grabbing.
The little one.
He's a boy.
Luna, it's 2019. People identify as
Make a. We'll just say an athletics check.
Sure. It's gonna be athletics. That's gonna be a 12.
Yeah. So he catches you kind of by the back of your. He basically like almost like you're a cat. Your arms kind of.
Brad, it's just some confusion, and that's okay. No, he is not my daughter. We are not related.
If I give you this, don't break it.
I might break it over his skull.
Then you're not getting it then.
Well, I don't even want to give it to him anymore. There's a reason he's the last one left. All the dwarves are dumb.
Brad,
I've got it.
that's
What
very-
do we do now with it?
That's very dark. That's a very dark comment, Brad.
Well, I mean, look around. How many dwarves do you see?
Well, that's not what we're here for.
I'm right here.
I could count one dead
he
one
looks-
around.
There's still so Brad. There's still one that draws breath here. Let's not be insulting.
No, well, he's
If
the
it weren't
insulting one.
for the fact that you saved me life, I'd be gutting this one right here and now.
Ha! It'd be funny to watch you die.
Brad, why is all this end?
If he truly caused us an issue, we plan to gut him as well, so it's all right.
Why all
I look at
this,
Brad. and
Good.
Anyways,
why all this aggression?
So he kind of he's got the molds, and he walks over to you, Sigor, and says, "My hands are not in great shape right now. You're gonna have to do this, but I can hopefully help you through it."
Would you say this is going to require a lot of oomph, if you know what I mean, or is it going to require a little finesse, if you know what I mean?
They're keys.
Yeah,
They're keys.
let's do it.
And so he takes you. So now you're in the large forge room area here. I'll turn on the map here for folks. There we go. So you're in this larger forge area where you had the fight with the fire elemental up here. And he kind of takes you through kind of the process of everything, of how essentially they pull in these large buckets where they melt down the steel and the iron. They bring it back up the track and drop it into these devices on this large crane, and it filters out all the impurities, and then it goes into the large pool of molten steel, essentially. And then there's another crane to the east there that basically takes it and waits for it to cool a bit, and basically from there it goes on the anvil, and they can move it into the other room. Basically, it's a very streamlined process. So that being said, he takes you around into this room with the two anvils in it right there, and goes to operate the crane because he does have one fairly good hand, and it brings this large vat of kind of molten steel, and he lays out the mold on top of one of the anvils there, and he says, "All right, now very, very carefully. You've got to pour it in the mold, but don't mess it up. We've only got one, maybe two chances at this. And I need you to make a let's just call it a dexterity check."
Okay.
And seeing Sigor about to do a lot of work that will need precision, I'm gonna cast Bless
Okay.
on, you know what, we'll say him, me, and our dwarven friend.
Okay.
Oh, I'm feeling better about this. Does that give me an extra D4 or something?
And it's an extra D4 if you have to do an attack roll or a saving throw,
Oh.
which may not exactly be what we're looking
I'm attacking
for.
the task
but-
at hand.
Right. Maybe if you fudge it up.
You said you
have a
want
saving throw?
you want me to make a dexterity check? Just raw.
Yeah, just a raw dexterity check.
And I want to cast guidance on you real quick because it's a cantrip and I can do that too. And that's a D4 on an ability check.
Is this an ability check?
You got
It
1
is
minute.
an ability check.
You got 1 minute to use it.
Saving throw?
Yeah, just because I feel like this is very important, I'm going to use my inspiration just to be safe. I got an okay number, I think.
You got guidance. You got
We're winning this one. And here, let's go add on that guidance. That's 19. No. Plus dex. That's a 23.
yeah.
Okay. So you managed to guide this small crane over
my D4
the book mold. So basically, you've opened one of the covers and very carefully, with these large gloves, these big heavy gloves that Malkar has basically given you, you pour it in and just get the perfect amount in there, and it fills that key mold perfectly. And it takes about probably 30 minutes actually for it to cool. So if there's anything anybody would like to do during that 30 minutes, you can. If not, we'll move forward.
I just want to ask, how far is the exit to here?
He responds and says, it's not that far. It's just through the caves. But you don't want to go very far to the east in the caves. There's not great things over there.
Do you think that we can carry a body out, or?
Sure. I'm assuming you're talking about your lizard friend.
Yeah, that we left in the other room.
Yes, he's still back there.
I know. I just.
Do you want us to go get your midget friend?
Yes.
Oh, I wasn't being serious.
Sounds like you'll be carrying him, bro.
When we go outside, is it like the jungle again, or is it somewhere shitty?
Do you know where we'll
More
emerge?
shitty.
Where are we?
Yes, we are. Hakramar is very far southwest on the island of Cholt.
Oh. We've been.
There is a long minecart track that leads from here to the Wormheart mine
Yeah.
to the northeast.
Wait,
I don't know if we told you that, but that's like where we came
We've
from.
been traveling.
We went down.
killed the
We went
dragon.
You
down.
came from the Wormheart mine.
Yeah, we killed the dragon.
There was a dragon. We killed it.
Yeah.
You killed the dragon!
Yeah, it was easy.
Are we
And then
best
the
friends
dragon
now?
killed dragon bait.
Right.
Well, pardon me for saying, but that's a bit ironic.
That's what I said.
He was my best
That's-
friend,
that's
so
My apologies. My friend that's still chained in the other room was mine.
I want to take out my alchemy jug now while we're just waiting for this to cool.
And while
With
we're
the wine now.
And while we're speaking of friends, we did encounter on the way into that Wormheart mine. We did discover another dwarf who was out to kill a dragon. And I relay as best I can information about that guy. He was on a tree, by a tree, if I remember right.
Did he have one arm?
yes.
We already told you about this guy.
If you'll pardon me, I've had a very rough few weeks.
Excuse me.
You're a very rude bunch of people.
I think I'm alright.
Try to make up for him.
I gave you food and I unlocked you.
But you're snarky. But you know what? I think I like that.
I wink him.
Yes, Hugh, he
His best friend's name or friend's name was Mushurib.
yes, Musharib. He is a very wealthy dwarf back in the port. Not as wealthy as one of the merchant princes, but nonetheless, he would probably pay you very handsomely if you're able to get the gauntlet of Moradin back to him. It's in the treasury, or at least it should be. But you're referring to the other dwarf in the jungle. He used to work here in Rakmar, but after we were driven out, he sold his services in the port as a navigator of sorts. You could pay for his services, and he would show you around the more dangerous parts of the jungle. You say you found him dead.
Right, I believe so.
Yeah, he had 3 arrows.
Had some arrows in him.
Unfortunate. He was a good man. So, after about 30 minutes, the steel in the mold hardens, and he walks up. Malkar walks up to you with a small tool, and he says, "You've got to be very careful at this part.
Again, okay.
I'll cast guidance again.
You
My
must-
cantrip.
You're gonna have to pry the key out of the mold.
Chip it, or is it full? Is it a full on?
It should be able to. It's strong."
Okay. Okay. Sure.
Okay. Make another dexterity check.
You got that D4.
Oh, buddy. That's gonna be a 19.
Okay.
Wait, no, I'm sorry. So that's a 23.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause I keep forgetting to have my dex.
You use the little tool and you manage to pry one of the keys out. And when you do, it's warm to the touch, not hot. Well, I mean, realistically, everything in this entire area is warm to the touch. But it's got an inscription on the side of it that matches actually the dwarven inscription on the front of the book that says "Beginnings" in Dwarvish. Of course, you can't read Dwarvish.
No, but the symbols line up, right?
But the symbols do line up.
I
Yeah.
can read that. We see that. Luna and I see that.
Beginnings.
Well, thank
He
you.
says, there's one more key we have to make to get in. If you try to trick the lock, did you see the long bridge that goes across? Mm-hmm. If you try to pick the lock, that bridge retracts, and you'll die over there.
Oh, I thought the Sons of Honor came to life and were gonna kill us. Oh, I wouldn't expect that. Huh. Right. Oh, curious. It wasn't. It didn't look to be an arcane trap of sorts. I believe our friend Luna here checked that out. So this is all mechanical, yes?
Aye.
Which means if you have a good steady hand and the right tools, can we not sort of just,
It wouldn't be easy.
that's all I needed to hear. Let's get this key out.
So we already have the key out.
Okay.
He says, but we've got to make the other one.
Is this the second key? Endings.
Yes.
Something.
So he goes over and flips it over, and he says, we've got to do it again.
We've got this.
So,
Cast guidance.
since you did the first one successfully, I'll say you have advantage on the second one.
Hey.
Make a dexterity check.
Hey, with the D4.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and see what that advantage gives us.
Right.
Oh boy, it's the same motherfucking number twice.
You said we get to try twice, though, right? Don't forget to add your dex.
Oh yeah, my dex. 13.
Wait. Is that probably not enough? Let me bend luck and add a d4.
Go for it.
We're doing all this
Plus
stuff.
3.
16.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay, so as you're going to pour this, it kind of starts to get away from you for a second, and it kind of sizzles out to the side. A little bit almost splashes on you, Brad. You have to kind of move out of the way.
Watch yourself.
But you manage to steady it, and you see the molten steel fill the mold.
All right. That. I feel like my hands moved on their own for a second there. That was odd. But yes,
That was,
did
it's
it.
okay. We had your back.
Okay, and so another about 30 minutes goes by while waiting for it to dry. Anybody doing anything this time?
I'm gonna walk up. Hey, do you know
Hey, Brad.
anything about these? And I show him my pink and blue potion.
Okay.
Well, let's take a look and see. I'll do my herbalism trick to see if they're good or bad.
Okay. So
Imagine like almost an hour's gone past since I did his eyebrows last.
Yeah.
I want to do surprised eyebrows now.
and you don't notice any of this happening.
Yeah, I can see if they can harm or heal or neither.
Okay. So when you look at both of these vials of liquid, you can very easily tell they do not harm. They also don't heal.
Well, they don't heal you, nor do they harm you. So we have that going for us.
Cool.
I can do that off the quick. If I had time to just sit around, I could probably gain something, pour a drop on something, do some tests and stuff like that. But I can initially just say, hey, it won't, and I smell, I'm going to smell it.
Okay.
Just to see, if I can walk.
There's pretty much both of them. So I'll say this. So one of the pink one has no smell at all.
Nothing on this
The
one.
blue one has kind of it almost smells like the ocean.
This smells like the ocean. Very interesting. And then, do I hear the shell?
You don't hear the ocean in it, no. But the smell reminds you of the smell that you basically experienced when you came into the port of Nyanzaru at the very, very beginning of the campaign.
Interesting. Well,
Interesting.
I can look these over while we're doing this, and I'll give them back to you if I deduce anything else.
Okay.
And I'll kind of study them and test it on drop on a stone, see
Sure.
what happens, etc. See if I can deduce anything else from 'em.
Hi, Ladybug. She's just looking at us. Okay, sorry for the dog interruption, everybody.
Everyone loves her though.
Yeah, she's famous now. And she's just staring at Brad. Well, now she's staring at me, but it's distracting. You're distracting. Okay, so 30 minutes passes. The key cools again. And Malkar walks up to you again and kind of pats you on the middle of your back and says, all right, you know what happens now.
Yes, the removal.
I'll throw guidance at you too. Pop up from my potions. Pew.
Okay, I'll just dive in.
Okay.
Thought about going slow doing one of these and just.
Roll a dexterity check with advantage because you did it before.
Well, if it ain't that famous number again.
Get some weighted dice over here. If you're gonna weight them, at least give it a good
I'll
number.
Put this down again. Don't need
Put that D4 in there.
That's a 24.
All right. So you very expertly, and Malkar's kind of watching you like, wow, okay. And you pry the key out. This one having a small inscription on it in Dwarvish again, which you both see as endings, yes.
Endings?
Yep. Hey, Malkar. Do you know how to make a bolt into an arrow?
That would require more wood.
Okay, I see.
I guess he says he wouldn't know.
What if I've got a torch? Does
And I
that
go back to the
could you fasten something out of that?
I was waiting for it. That's what she said.
Or he said. Or they said.
Say again, lass. My head was in the clouds.
I bet it was. I've got all these bolts, and I've got some torches also that are some wood there. Is there anything here that we could make the bolts into arrows for my friend Sagor? I have this crossbow, but let's be honest. I'm kind of do some light magic with my prestidigitation. See, I'm kind of magic-y, so I don't really need it. But I want to make my bolts into arrows so I can give them to Sagor. I just don't know how to do the thing.
I don't think there's anything here that would
I see.
make short crossbow bolts into long arrows.
Right, like a insert bolt here. do this here, and then do this here, and then now you've got an arrow.
He says, there's probably a crossbow around.
Yeah. Well,
I have a crossbow.
we'll
Crossbow.
we'll cross that bridge another day. Am I right?
Anyway.
He just looks to the ground.
Right. So I have
Let's let us bolt to the end if we're right.
the beginning and the end. Well, we're good now, right? This is everything we needed.
Yes.
He says, to get into the treasury, yes.
Do we need anything to get out of the treasury? Is this any type of like tricks, magic we need to be
What
prepared
else?
for?
What else? Is there guardians? Should we be worried? Should we be combat ready?
No. Unless the fighter newts did something, but they're all idiots.
Brad, I know you won't be able to control yourself, but I'm sure there's going to be a whole bunch of gold in
Gold?
the treasury. So contain yourself as best you can.
Did he say gold?
That's what we've been trying to get to.
said
That's why we were worried.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
That's
run
why
for the
we
keys.
were worried you were insulting our dwarven friend, because gold.
I'm running for the keys.
Oh, little buddy.
Oh, crap.
You only get the gold if you do it good, okay? If you do it bad, you get no
Right.
gold.
Oh, all right.
I look around to see if we could do like a Hannibal Lecter to Brad, and just like put him on a dolly.
Strap him to it.
Is that a?
You don't see any dollies around?
Well, we got like nat 20 on investigation. In the corner.
Unfortunately, doesn't create a dolly.
Yeah.
Right, well, I remember where it was, so I'll head that way. If everyone's following with, and
I'm
I'll
following you.
walk to the north and start looping around.
Okay, so you travel through. Well, actually, you're right there in the in this anvil room. So he's basically pointed to the treasury being to the east.
So I gotta, okay.
So I'm gonna whisper to Brad. So Brad, you just go. You dive in the gold, and then we're gonna do what we did last time. We're gonna look for magical stuff. If you want to swim, that's okay.
Okay.
You swim. We're gonna look for the good stuff.
Also, I agree that Frieza did nothing wrong. So you travel. You travel eastward, and you see that the bridge. You pulled the lever previously when you were here, so the bridge is retracted.
I'll look at Luna and kind of do my head towards the lever. You mind?
Oh yeah. I go to the lever.
Hmm. Okay, and you start hearing the sound of just this deep, kind of these loud bursts of kind of this low rumble, and then a very consistent rhythmic clicking as you see the bridge start to extend itself across this this river of magma, pretty much.
Sing the magma.
Reaches the other end, stops, and then you stop hearing the sound.
I just want to like look at my boots again real quick. Like, okay, levitate just in case.
Sure.
Cross the bridge towards the door.
Okay. March. You all, everybody going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Malkar's following you. And again, you come up on those two suits of dwarven, kind of half-plate armor that stand on either side of this just heavily fortified door. Just seems like it's made out of, adamantine. It's just completely fortified. You again can kind of notice that these suits of armor were actually really, really nice at one time, but now they've been scarred by weapon attacks, scorches, just smeared with filth. It seems like these fire newts probably just kind of came in and decided to just make a mess of the place. It was actually your type of, your type of environment, your kind of people. So walking up, and once you get up to it, you see the two separate locks. One with the dwarven symbol for beginnings, the other for endings.
I'll line up the beginning symbol with the symbol on the key, and I'll give her a good.
We'll verify that. They're right. The keys are right.
So after verifying, they go in. You turn them. You hear very much kind of like the Harry Potter vaults. Yeah, you hear a lot of clicking and clanking and gears turning, and then you hear a large.
All right, Brad. Prepare yourself.
Are they opening?
You try to open the door.
Yeah. I'll try to. I was kind of expecting some automatic stuff, and then after like 5 seconds, I'll be like.
So there is a ring, like a ring.
Oh, I'll grab a ring and I'll do whatever.
All right, and it kind of pulls open and squeaks as a door would that hadn't been open for who knows how long. Once you walk in there, you see. So Brad, the thing that catches your eye, there is a large stack of gold bars. Just stacked up on one of the walls, and there's a couple things that catch the rest of your eyes. One of which is there seems to be this a stack of very, very fine, refined, and shaped metal ore that Malkar tells you is adamantine that's been smelted and forged, and is he basically walks you over to it. When you lift one up, one is about 10 pounds.
Wow.
They're extremely heavy, and he tells you each one is worth about a gold, but it's more valuable when kind of crafted into something, more or less. And he says, not even I am skilled enough to craft anything out of adamantine, although there are probably those in the port that can. The other thing that you see is on a low table off to the end, there's kind of this wooden almost kind of like a little, not necessarily an altar, but basically a little wooden thing that's made to hold, like a display, more or less. And in that is a large, medium-sized, dwarven hand-size gauntlet that seems to be made out of that adamantine material. Very, very finely crafted, still polished to a shine. And just that's the main thing that catches your eye.
Yeah, I'll just casually walk up to the gauntlet and I'll grab it off its stand and look it over.
So as you go to, it actually kind of almost takes both hands to pick it up. It's quite heavy, probably close to 20 pounds actually when you pick this thing up. It's definitely seems to be more ornamental than practical, but as you see it, it's got kind of dwarven, like kind of runes and things like that built into the fingertip or into like the knuckle plates and everything like that. Very fine design. There's a kind of a dragon's head carved and smelted into the main top of the hand, and it goes into a piece that basically would come up to almost your elbow, just about, with finely crafted rivets and indentions. This thing is immaculate.
Are we able to decipher anything on the runes?
No. So a couple of them, like one kind of is a rune kind of for fire, another one for kind of blacksmithing. Basically everything. There's essentially kind of a rune for everything that encompasses the forge of Hrakmar.
I'm gonna turn I'm gonna use my Firbolg magic and cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Switch to blue. See if anything lights up in here.
While he's doing that, I have my back to them still. I'm gonna have to grab the gauntlet, I'm assuming.
Yes.
I'm gonna slip off my glove and I'm gonna put the gauntlet on.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna
Thanos.
low voice, at last. the true reason I've joined you. As I turn around, start to raise my hand. I have found. Nah, I'm just kidding, yo. I'm gonna take it off. Lucan, what the hell are you doing? Catch. I'm gonna lob it at him.
Alright, so I switched to blue.
Yep. You don't see any magic. No, nothing crazy.
No
nothing,
Christmas tree.
nothing glows. But as you're kind of looking around, the gauntlet's kind of coming at you, and it kind of catches you off guard, but you do manage to catch it. And again, it's about 20 pounds. It's quite heavy.
Wow, this is a heavy gauntlet.
Put it back on.
He says, so Malkar comes up and says, "Hi, that's the treasure of Rakamar."
So what are we looking for this again?
We can sell it.
Well, no. He wants us to return it to the dwarven man back at the port. And he'll give us a reward greater than gold, he told us.
That's right.
That sounds like selling it in a different word, different context, different terms.
He says, "Have you ever known dwarves to be about anything else?"
No, to be racist, but no.
He says, "Normally, I wouldn't let you step foot out of here with that. But it seems you've cleared this place out. Once word gets back to the port, we can come back here and resume our life." He says, "The least I could do is let you part with it."
Are there many dwarves here on the island?
Not many anymore.
I thought there was some albino dwarves somewhere.
Right. What do you
So,
know?
so he kind of looks at you, and part of this may be my fault. He's actually quite pale.
Oh. Oh shit, it's you!
So that's a little my fault. So he says, he says, "When we lived underground here, not much sun makes it down here."
I knew paying the albino dwarf
Hey,
doesn't pay off.
Mark.
I said that.
It's come full circle.
Being from Cholt,
Are you from Chol?
I was brought here when I was just a lad.
Being Cholton, then whatever.
I'm from Waterdeep.
Oh,
Hey, we know that place.
we've been there.
Have a shot there.
I don't remember it, but
It was very well known, I'll have you know.
apparently that's where I'm from.
If you were to pass away on the island, like my friend Dragonbait, do you think that it would be more comforting to you to be buried or placed in the lava?
Everyone has their traditions. We tend to light a funeral pyre, which I suppose you could do with magma. It's very hot.
Well, we don't know the Saurians' customs.
If left to me, I would, not to be dark here, but I would lob him over the bridge and give him a salute. And that'd be a warrior's death, would it not?
He says, so Malkar kind of chimes in and says, I didn't know him, but he seems to be a good friend. So I suppose whatever funeral rite you would choose to give him, I'm sure he would respect.
Okay. Thank you.
We didn't want to bury him and then eventually come back and get him.
I also would not like to see him come back, if you know what I mean.
That's what I was thinking.
Once we fix the issue at hand, I mean, there's magic that there's no time. As long as he's willing, we'd be able to bring him back. Time would not be a problem.
If there was no body? Oh, well, there you go. Lucan can reach into the soul realm.
Not right now, but at a future time. And if he's willing, from what I've read and from what I understand from other clerics and people like me, if the soul is willing to come back, he can. But it's not something that we can force on the individual. If Dragonbait is fine where he has the right to say no. And we can't make him come back. Only if he wants to.
Well, that's...
And this is something that I don't know right now. I can't guarantee I'll know it in the future. But
right.
It's a possibility.
We'll cross that bridge when we get there, but while we're on the topic, as I've brought this up before, and I know it's a tender subject, Dragonbait went out of his way to protect you particularly, most of all.
That is true.
I don't think he would approve of his lifeless body hindering you in any way whatsoever at this point.
Brad, what are you doing?
I have made a bed out of the gold.
The gold bar.
The gold bars.
Yeah, and like I'm trying to make a blanket now.
I would agree.
And laying it over me.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Is there anything else that I see of? Oh, there's a dog underneath. Okay. Anything that catches my eye, like? Oh, that looks like it might.
No, this seems to be kind of the storeroom for pretty much their finely crafted metals, their gold, and of course the gauntlet of Moradin.
Okay.
How many of those adamantite ores were there?
So let's see here. There's probably, because this room is fairly large, there's probably hundreds
Oh shit.
of bars.
How many gold bars are there that I can see?
In your gold bars,
Right.
there's probably about 40 gold bars, and they weigh about 10 pounds a piece as well.
Right, well, we have what we need. Oh, I guess needs a strong word. We have what we found will be worth something.
Well, that is true.
Right. So unless anyone has a reason to not leave, we should make haste, perhaps, and discuss where we go next. After we get out of this place.
Malkar says, "Speaking of, what are you doing here? What are your plans here in this? How did you end up here?"
Oh, well, we didn't tell you, did we? No, we've just been dealing with the right now instead of the then. And
Well, we
later.
did tell you we came from the other place, the mine.
Yes, you killed the dragon.
Are you familiar with the death curse? We're here to fix that.
Right. We're here and here.
Oh,
We're here in this place because this was the only way out of the mine we were in previously.
He was asking a more general here.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, I mean, both are true.
you're here to end the death curse.
And find a way out.
Indeed.
I can lead you out.
Hey, check.
We have gained a lot of information as to what's causing it and where it likely is. We were going to head there, but it's maybe slightly out of our league now. We killed a dragon, so I know we're capable of something. But we came here hoping to find some sort of artifact or relic to maybe make us a little more apt at dealing with this issue. Thus, we found you.
Yes, Cholt is home to many secret treasures. But I have nothing else to offer you here except a way out. And
Do your people have a path you would take to get to Port Ninezaro and back?
aye, the dwarves here, we built roads that went for miles.
Okay. Mayhaps we take a trip back?
Would you mind if we took a gold bar for, I don't know, what would you call it? Expenses?
It doesn't make a difference to me.
How many coins do you think this is? I'm gonna like hold a bar. Brad, I'm gonna have to take one of these.
Oh, you can borrow one.
Well, we're gonna take it with us.
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Compared to a regular gold coin?
Yeah, and I like hold a coin up, like,
The coin probably weighs almost nothing.
right.
So, how many coins would that gold bar weigh?
10 pounds.
So, what's 10 pounds of gold? that's what it comes out to.
I know.
It's a big number.
I don't know the conversions, but we'll take one for expenses. And I'll put a gold bar carefully in the big part
Okay.
of the bag.
Okay. So, after you've all kind of gathered everything you need, you say you handed him the gauntlet?
I handed Luke in the gauntlet.
We'll put the gauntlet in the
I threw the gauntlet at Luke.
Right. I'll put the gauntlet in the bag carefully.
Okay. So, after that, Malkar starts to lead you out, and he actually takes you down, or you kind of have to go back out and around and down, but he takes you out this other kind of bridge. Yes.
Malkar, before we head out, we need to get Dragonbait and finally put him to rest.
Your friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
What did you decide, Luna?
We're gonna put him in the lava.
Okay. So he actually still takes you that same route, but he ends up leading you actually through another route that circles back around to kind of that cave where you were. And you come upon Dragonbait's body.
Can someone help me with him?
Well, of course.
Yeah, I mean, with Lucan helping you, it doesn't take much. So you lift Dragonbait's body.
I lift like a large man.
And what are you wanting to do?
I just wanna, Sigourn, I think it's best to just put him to rest here, in the magma, I guess. I don't want him to come back as an undead. And it's best to just do this here and now.
Okay, so the kind of the closest place you can get is essentially going to be this. There's kind of a stone terrace right there with kind of some battlements essentially around it. You're probably about 10 feet above the lava at that point. So Lucan, you have to believe you have the body.
Just let me know what I need to do.
Just, let him go.
And as you were leaving the cave, Malkar kind of pats you and says, "And my friend, what about Laz?"
Do you want to throw him in the magma too?
Aye.
Okay. Brad. We're gonna do something you're gonna thoroughly enjoy, and I'm gonna not be very happy about. Come with me.
Okay, I follow.
I motion for him to the dead body and say, "We're gonna throw him in the magma." When I say,
Okay,
"Can you help me?"
I guess.
All right.
Alright, so you get the legs and you have the
He's doing about 99% of it.
he's basically just got one leg with one hand, like he's got an ankle pretty much.
Better than nothing.
This dwarf is kind of heavy too, so you're kind of
I'll make my way back to the little
Okay.
overhang.
So when you get back, they've essentially prepared Dragonbait's body as best they can. Pretty much, kind of laid him in a kind of calming, sleeping pose, more or less. And Laz kind of does the same. Or, I'm sorry, not Laz. Malkar does the same thing to Laz, and he says, "I'll offer what help I can, but I'm not very strong."
To lob him over the edge.
Aye.
Would you like to say anything to your buddy first? About him? Or
He
you good?
kind of walks up to him and just kind of gazes down at him and kind of gives him a pat on the shoulder and nods, and then looks to you and nods.
All right, Brad. You ho.
No, what? And now I'm trying to do most of the work.
And you toss the body over, and it hits the magma, not like water, but it's kind of more thick, so it hits and kind of splashes, and you see the body slowly kind of sink down underneath the heat, and you see kind of flames start to spurt off of the body itself, and now you're all left with Dragonbait, and Malkar kind of turns and says, "Well, is there any last words you have for your friend?"
They've been said.
I give Dragonbait a quick salute.
Bye, Mr. Smellgood.
Luna, would you think it would be disrespectful to maintain just one scale from him?
How do you mean? Why?
Just to take one scale from him to see if we do come across somebody that could maybe do something about it.
About
Bringing
like if
him
they can
back.
bring. Oh yeah, take that scale then.
Do you have like a knife or a dagger or something like that?
I got something that will cauterize it.
No, let's not do that. So, Gore, do you have a small hunting knife or something?
Well, I have my silver dagger. If you want to do
That'll
that.
work, and I'll try and like cut a scale off them or
Okay,
something.
you do. You succeed. It's not
And
hard.
I'll like wrap it up in like gauze or something.
Yeah.
and put it away,
Absolutely.
just in case.
Absolutely. Okay.
Dragon bait, you were the best, and we'll miss you.
We didn't deserve you.
We did not deserve you. And if we do find others of your kind, we will tell your tale.
Have a tear.
Okay.
Mm.
So.
I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Is it time?
Well, look, it's gonna.
Oh, you need help?
Kinda just.
I want to cast with my prestidigitation, just some showers.
Okay.
Sparklers, like.
Yeah, some little small fireworks, sparklers.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go to throw him over?
I don't know, Luna, should I just throw them or like nicely?
Casually,
like,
nicely.
It's all like. We're on the bridge.
No, you're basically on this little battlement right here.
How far up?
About 10 feet.
Down.
Yeah.
Think
So you
like-
kind of almost have to.
Have to like I'll kind of like.
There's really not a spot that you've seen that goes essentially down to the.
I'll try and like.
Think of the pretty fireworks that just like. And that's what I'm casting when you let him down.
Okay. So you gently go to let him over the edge.
And a scent
and
of
when
roses
you-
and lemons.
When you go to let him over, you actually catch the scent of lemon as he goes over and he hits the lava and slowly sinks down beneath.
Was it lemon before I even did lemon? Hey, further uncork.
Oh.
Just
Oh.
wine.
All right, Malkar, ready to go?
Aye. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Agreed.
Like the nice, cool, crisp winds of the jungle at this point. Sweltering
Compared
95.
to this place, yeah. So he leads you actually out along the minecart back to this stone staircase that starts to lead up. And
Real quick,
Yes.
to myself, I just want to tell Dragonbait I love you and I'm grateful for you.
aw,
And
Aw.
I'll miss you so much.
Kira might actually cry.
And then I follow my team out.
Okay.
I catch up. I wanted to have that moment to myself, though.
Okay. So you catch up to him, and they're walking up this staircase, and you come essentially to what the main entrance to this place is. It's about you're coming from the inside, obviously, out, but it's about a 10-foot tall arched doorway that's, as you walk out, is beneath this massive carving of a hammer and tongs kind of crossed over each other. The iron doors that were fitted for this entrance are in shambles. One of them is actually on the ground completely off the hinges. And the other one is sagging so bad it just seems like it could come off at any time. There are several ruins of buildings that stood around the outside of this forge, but are now basically just the stone slabs and the occasional, partial stone wall and a piece of wood or something. But everything more or less has been reduced to their foundations. The environment out here is close to as hot as it was in there. There are black rocks, very sharp and jagged, that kind of come up out of the earth in a lot of these areas. lush green jungle is nowhere in sight at this current moment, and kind of this grayish brown dirt and dust and ash kind of coat the ground.
Is Malkar still going?
Yeah.
Right.
So he's kind of leading the way. One thing that you notice is that there are actually fairly decent roads that lead kind of in different directions out of this area. Definitely built by dwarven hands that have just weathered the ages.
But he's just picked one and going down that one?
Yeah, he seems to kind of have an idea of where he's going. Go ahead. So I would say the other thing you notice when you go outside, the sun hangs a little. It's not directly above you. It's off a little to one side. Not sure exactly if that's east or west at the moment, but it does seem to be either a little before noon or a little after noon. Yes, Lucan.
So, Malkar, if we were on this map, you said we were southwest?
Lucan, great point.
Yeah, so he points to an area on the map that is about so we'll get to the specifics of this off stream, but essentially about 40 miles away from the area that you had entered the Wormheart mine.
40?
Wow.
Yeah. 40 miles essentially to the southwest of where you entered. And he basically has now shown you that you're essentially heading northeast.
All right.
Wow.
We went quite a ways.
We did go quite a ways.
He says, the dwarves, they built that track to get the ore from the Wormhearth mine to Hrakramar without having to deal with the undead, terrafolk, the countless terrible things that live here on this cursed island.
Do you know about how many days it'll take us to get from here to the port?
He kind of chuckles to himself. Even at your fastest pace, a week and a half?
Is there anywhere?
That doesn't seem that bad.
It really doesn't, if you think about it. Especially on their roads.
Are there any merchant places around here that you're aware of? Like to buy rations? Like an inn to stay at and relax for like 2.5 seconds of my life?
Not any that I'm aware of. You've come to a very dangerous place, and if you didn't know that before you got here, I'm sorry.
Where are you gonna go?
To the port.
Maybe we should just follow you for a hot minute.
Oh, you don't know where a place called Omu is, do you?
So you're looking for Omu.
Yeah, we thought it might be in this general area, and then we found... You know, we're here now.
I've heard your story, yeah. He says, it's a fabled city. Some people say it's real. Other people say it's just a myth. I don't know. I don't buy into fairy tales. But I also didn't believe in the goddamn undead before I came here. And they're bloody everywhere.
Are you familiar with something called the Oracle?
That's a pretty vague term.
Okay.
So, no.
What about a giant snake? Probably taller than him. About 2 hymns, but with a beautiful woman's face.
He kind of looks over to Lucan. He says, whatever he's having, I'll have too.
Okay.
No, I saw it too, unfortunately. It was real.
But he won't be able to help us with that, I'm afraid.
That sounds like a no for me.
That's why my skin's as nice as it is. She blessed me.
Would you mind if we had a quick powwow to determine our next move? We may travel to Port Nine's with you, but we also might not.
Sure.
Alright. So,
I say for Port 9-0.
I am really hoping Patron's not dead or turned into a newt, but...
Right, that is true.
I don't know where he is, but I hope he can hold his own either way. That being said, Omu has to be... It has to be somewhere to the east. And we have to be fairly close to it.
Where are we on this map?
Yeah, I'll
Lower end.
down. Yeah.
Like that.
You're-
It's only a week and a half to get up here?
well, that's if you're like booking it,
Oh, okay.
like exhaustion level booking it, and if you don't run into anything that's, gonna divert your
I
day.
feel like if it's a week and a half, I feel like we should get back to the port.
We have enough money to get probably something very useful now as
We got
well.
that gold bar.
Plus the gauntlet, plus the treasure hoard of the dragon.
Yeah, we do have 1,000 gold in the bag too.
So I think we should at the port maybe restock, see what we can do, and then from there we venture to the southeast and maybe check out Bird People Home. If
Yes.
you remember that.
I agree.
Oh, have you met any of the bird people?
I've just seen them.
Wait, what?
They fly.
Oh. Yeah, yes they do. Yes, they do fly. And they offered such powers to us, possibly. But that's not here nor there. We'll go to Port Nine Zaru with you.
He says, "Aye. If you're planning to keep up with me, it's gonna be a grueling week or two."
I look at him up and down, and he still looks like frail and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think we might be able to.
Don't underestimate me. But he nods and agrees with you and says, "If you wish to follow me to the port, you can." He says, "I am going to make a slight detour and see if any of my scouting party is still alive."
Well, sure, why not? We can tag along for that, I imagine.
So he nods, and you all start to march off essentially to the northeast. And that is where we're going to conclude our session for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it. Thank you for all the subs. You guys have been awesome tonight. There were some great chats. You guys are great. So, we will be off next weekend, but we will pick up right here where we left off the following weekend. So if you enjoyed what you saw, please consider giving us a follow. We are going to be streaming some other stuff throughout the week. Sigor here plays a lot of different platformers. I'm probably going to be finishing up my my friend Pedro playthrough tomorrow. So that was a lot of fun last night. So until next time, well, do you guys have anything? No?
I'm good.
Come watch us every day.
Every day. That's
Notice us.
Witness me. So, yes, again, thank you all. If you enjoyed it, give us a follow. We will see you throughout the week. And until next time, have a good one.